You know how some days just feel off?
Oh, definitely.
Like you're playing catch up from the moment you open your eyes and it's just this constant uphill battle.
Yeah, against like a wave of tiny disasters
Yeah,
that happens.
exactly. Well, today we're going to really dig into one of those days.
And it's more than just commiserating, right? We've actually got this really detailed story from someone about a particularly rough Thursday at work.
A case study, almost.
Kind of, yeah, a case study in survival. But seriously, by looking at how things went wrong, one after another, we can maybe pull out some surprisingly useful ideas.
Ideas about how we deal with stuff when it goes sideways.
Right, and how we can maybe handle our own bad days a bit better.
Okay, so our deep dive today, it's about finding the wisdom in the wreckage, you could say.
I like that, the anatomy of a day gone wrong.
Let's see how the lessons learned might, click with your own experiences listening in.
Sounds good. Where does it start?
Okay, so picture this.
Yeah,
It's a Thursday, which, let's be honest, can already feel like a hurdle sometimes.
midweek slump.
Yeah. And the person in our story, they had this really important work meeting, big presentation. They'd worked on it for a week.
Okay, so stakes are high.
Totally. They really wanted to impress. That's key here.
Absolutely. That desire to do well, it ramps everything up, doesn't it? So when
Yeah.
things start going wrong,
It hits harder.
exactly. It's not just any old Thursday.
And then, boom, first domino, the alarm doesn't go off.
Oh no, classic.
Suddenly that calm morning plan, gone. It's like 20 minutes to get ready, eat, leave, total scramble.
Been there, that immediate feeling of being behind schedule. It's awful.
And when you're rushing like that,
Yeah.
something's got to give, right?
Yep. Enter. Spilled coffee.
All over the shirt. It's almost like a cliche, but when you're stressed.
It feels huge. It's that first little derailment that
Yeah.
just sets a negative tone.
Yeah.
Like, oh, great, this is how today's going.
And the bad luck train keeps rolling. Misses the bus by 2 minutes.
Ugh. That's when you really feel like the universe is messing with you.
Right. So they get to work 10 minutes late. And the manager just gives this disappointed sigh, no words.
Oof. Sometimes the silence is worse.
Yeah, the narrator said they felt really small right then.
I bet. That nonverbal stuff, it can be powerful. It's like this little social sting, you know. Hits that need for approval.
But wait, there's more. Gets to the desk, laptop won't start.
Nah.
Just a black screen, nothing.
Oh, the tech nightmare.
And guess where the presentation is saved?
Don't say it.
Only on the desktop, no backup anywhere.
Oh my God. Okay, that's not a small thing anymore. That's a crisis.
The narrator described it like physically, heart dropped, feeling hot, just helpless, embarrassed.
Yeah, that's a visceral reaction, that loss of control, especially with the presentation looming. Wow.
So then they have to explain this tech disaster to the whole team, waiting for the presentation.
Oh, the tension must have been thick. You could probably cut it with a knife.
Totally. And then having to actually do the presentation without the slides.
Oh, man. Winging it?
Trying to. Forgetting parts, mixing things up, finishing super fast just to get it over with.
That sounds incredibly stressful. Public speaking is tough enough with notes.
They mentioned shaking hands, just wanting the floor to swallow them up, just wanting the day to end right then.
Yeah, that's the body's stress response kicking into high gear.
Yeah.
Fight or flight, basically. Pure vulnerability.
It really makes you stop and think, doesn't it? About those days where it feels like everything is just piling up against you.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had one of those? Where it's just setback after setback? What did that actually feel like for you?
Yeah, that's a good question for listeners to chew on. Remembering those moments, it connects you somehow. Helps you see your own patterns, maybe.
Okay, so the presentation disaster is over, but the day wasn't done. Not by a long shot.
Act 2 begins.
Right. It's like the universe was saying, you thought that was bad.
The stress doesn't just vanish, does it? It kind of lingers, colors everything else. It's cumulative.
So they go to the kitchen, just trying to grab some water, calm down a bit.
Simple plan. What could go wrong?
Broken coffee machine. And spilled sugar everywhere. Like, seriously.
Oh, come on.
The reaction this time wasn't even anger, just a sigh. Like, okay, whatever.
That sigh says a lot, actually. It's like moving from frustration to just weary acceptance, emotional exhaustion almost. What now?
But then, a little glimmer, a coworker walks by, asks, rough morning.
Ah, simple but effective.
Yeah. That little bit of acknowledgement, The narrator called it a little rescue boat.
That's perfect. It breaks through the feeling of being alone in it. That simple empathy, it validates your struggle. Research actually shows those little connections buffer stress.
That's cool. But the laptop, still dead.
Of course. Wouldn't want things to get too easy.
Then lunchtime hits, and the dawning horror wallets at home.
No money, no cards.
Nothing. So no food. They just sort of pretended not to be hungry.
Oh, that's rough. Being hungry on top of everything else, that just makes everything feel worse. Practical stress on top of emotional stress.
But then another rescue boat appears. Different coworker notices, offers half their sandwich.
Okay, see, people can be decent.
Right. The narrator mentioned feeling really emotional then, and they actually shared a laugh about how ridiculous the day was.
Those moments are huge. That kindness, that shared humanity, it really counteracts the negativity. Releases oxytocin, probably that connection hormone.
Yeah, a little neurochemistry in action.
You bet.
But the day had one more trick up its sleeve. Gets a message. Missed a project deadline. Just misunderstood the due date. Another mistake. Another blow to the confidence that was already, like, on the floor.
It's that cumulative effect again, isn't it? Each little thing just reinforces that I can't do anything right today feeling, erodes your sense of competence.
Yeah. So by the end of the workday, the feeling was just total defeat, understandably.
Absolutely drained, I imagine.
So instead of cramming onto the bus, potentially more stress, they decide to walk home.
Good call. Create some space.
Yeah, like a deliberate choice to just process, get some air, think things through.
That walk itself becomes kind of therapeutic, doesn't it? A way to step back from the immediate chaos. Movement helps regulate emotions, too.
And then, because of course, it starts to rain.
You're kidding me.
Nope. First reaction is like, seriously, rain now. That kind of frustrated laugh.
The final insult.
But then something shifts. Instead of getting angrier, it's more like, okay, just let the rain fall. Acceptance.
That's interesting. Like, the sky is mirroring their mood, maybe.
Yeah, or crying with them, they thought. It's kind of poetic.
That acceptance is key, though. Letting go of the resistance. It's like, okay, I can't control the rain. I couldn't control the laptop. It's a form of release.
And on that rainy walk home, the reflection really starts. Thinking about all of it, the laptop, the presentation fail, being hungry, the missed deadline.
It's easy to get stuck just replaying the bad stuff, isn't it? Our brains are kind of wired that way.
The negativity bias.
Exactly. Negative things grab our attention more easily. It's an old survival mechanism, but it can keep us stuck in a loop.
But here's where it gets interesting. The turning point. They actively ask themselves, was the day really all bad?
Challenging the narrative.
Yeah, and they start remembering the other stuff. The coworker asking about their morning, the shared sandwich.
The little rescue boat.
Even realizing, hey, I actually survived presenting without slides. It wasn't great, but I did it.
That's huge. That's cognitive reframing in action. Consciously looking for the counter evidence, the positives, however small. That's resilience.
And it leads to this core realization. Bad days happen, they suck, but they pass.
Right. They're temporary.
And what sticks around, what really matters, is what you learn from it all.
That's a shift from just enduring to actually finding meaning, isn't it? Seeing adversity not just as bad luck, but as data, as a learning opportunity.
So let's break down those lessons. What did this horrible Thursday actually teach? Lesson 1, and it feels so obvious now.
Let me guess. Back up your files.
Bingo! Always, always, always back up your files. Consider this the official PSA.
Seriously, it's basic digital hygiene, but man, when you skip it, it's like digital insurance. Just do it.
Lesson 2, and this one feels, I don't know, deeper. Kindness matters more than perfection.
Tell me more.
Like that perfect presentation they obsessed over, it didn't happen. But the shared sandwich, the coworker checking in, those were the things that actually made a difference, that stood out.
That really resonates. When we're struggling, it's not flawlessness we need, it's connection, it's empathy. Small gestures have huge impact. Maybe building a kind workplace is better than chasing perfection.
Interesting thought. Okay, and lesson 3, perspective is everything.
The reframing piece.
Yeah. A bunch of bad things happening doesn't have to ruin the entire day or your memory of it unless you let it.
Right. You have some agency in how you interpret events. A bad moment isn't necessarily a bad day unless you frame it that way. It's about choosing your focus.
And you can actually practice that skill. Right. Cognitive reframing.
Absolutely. There are techniques to help you challenge negative thoughts and find alternative perspectives. It takes practice, but it's doable.
And the story doesn't end there. The next day, the narrator actually put this stuff into action.
Oh, yeah. How?
Came in early, brought
Brilliant.
extra snacks, maybe paying the kindness forward.
Nice Dutch.
And an external hard drive. Lesson learned.
Good. Practical application.
And they wrote thank you notes to the coworkers who helped out.
Oh, that's great. Closing the loop.
And the coworkers' response was basically, hey, no big deal. We've all been there.
See? That just normalizes it, doesn't it? It takes away the shame or isolation. Bad days are universal.
Exactly. So for anyone listening right now, maybe you're having a rough day or just thinking about one you got through.
Yeah, hold on to these ideas. Remember, the rain does pass. Eventually.
And a kind word or a shared sandwich. It can really change your direction.
And you're definitely stronger than one bad moment. Or even a whole string of them.
And those phrases from the story, they kind of stick, don't they? My heart dropped.
That physical shock, yeah.
One thing after another.
The relentless pile-up.
A rough morning.
Understatement of the year, maybe?
Let the rain fall.
That moment of surrender, of acceptance.
Perspective is everything.
The ultimate takeaway, perhaps. How you choose to see it.
They're like shorthand for navigating these experiences.
Yeah, a useful vocabulary for the tough times.
Okay, so here's something to maybe noodle on after this. Think back to a bad day you had. Beyond all the stuff that went wrong, was there maybe an unexpected moment of kindness? Something you didn't fully appreciate at the time?
Little rescue boat you missed?
Yeah. And now, looking back with this idea of perspective, how does remembering that kindness or maybe finding a different angle on the whole thing change how you feel about that day now?
That's a great question, because sometimes the real learning, the deepest stuff, it happens when you figure out how to navigate through the storm, not just wait for it to pass.
If you like the channel and want me to continue, please write in the comments. Also, write your comments about the video. Please don't forget to like my video and subscribe to the channel. We love you very much. Everything is to improve our English together. We will succeed together.